Evening, it's 7 o'clock and we will call this meeting to order. I've asked Amanda White, Councilwoman, to lead us in the pledge and the invocation. Amanda.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, I thank you for this day. I thank you for the people in this room, the city of Goddard, and the United States of America. We ask you to please take some time out and wrap your arms around everybody who's got things going on, the growth of our city, and all of the great things that are coming. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Moving along here, I'd entertain a motion to approve our agenda for this evening.
I make a motion to approve the agenda. Second.
Krista's made the motion, Naomi seconds. I'll mention that Corey Durr is on spring break, but he is on the phone with us. Corey, all those in favor say aye.
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 Very good. All right, he's with us. Motion carries 5-0. D, citizen comments. This is an opportunity for anyone to come up and speak for 3 minutes. It's a kind of an opportunity, a one-way conversation. If you like to spend more time talking about anything, you're more than happy to make an appointment with Craig or any of us. We're always happy to visit with anyone that has a need. So with that, we'll open citizen comments.
Evening. Linda Geisman. And down the street here, 201 North Bonnie. And I just want to take a few moments to address a need we have at the Senior Community Center. We are without a director at this point. Over the time that Ella was our director, I observed her, I talked with her, and the conclusion that I have come to is that it's not a 20-hour-a-week job to do it justice, to give the seniors what they need and to be able to provide for them as they deserve. I know, was it 2 weeks ago, City Council, just before City Council, there was a budget meeting that I attended, and there was an item on there to make the directorship a full-time position. Now is the time to do that. Not in a year, but now when you're looking for somebody. It does warrant the hours, and I think the seniors, including myself, have a very special interest in this. It deserves it. I know Ella, she was running all the time, trying to get everything done, and you could just see the stress and trying to make the deadlines and everything. So if we're going to do this right, I recommend that we do go ahead and hire her full-time now and not wait for a future budget. Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
Karen Keeley, 928 Southland Circle. Linda about took the words out of my mouth. I'm at the senior center on a daily basis, 4 or 5 to 6 hours a day. I see what that director has to do, that the hours don't fit always. It's not an 8:30 to 12:30 position because all the activities don't happen then. Some of them are on weekends. that person can't divide up their hours and come in late and do some things in the afternoon, I really would appreciate that you would consider a full-time position. I know you say we don't have the money. We're very frugal over there. We try to, volunteers pitch in a lot of stuff for things that are going on, and we don't throw exorbitant parties, so I hope that you can find the money somewhere. Maybe we can share some of the money that we've already put away to pay for part of this. I'd like to find, it's kinda like we're starting over again, and if we start over at halftime, and then have to find somebody later on, whoever's gonna apply for a halftime job may not want a full-time job. And so now is the appropriate time to look into this and see if we can find some money together to pay for this. I would really appreciate you considering it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Anyone else this evening? If not, we'll close citizen comments and move on to item E on the agenda. More conflict of interest statement. Give us everyone an opportunity to disclose any contacts or meetings with people that would influence any of the decisions that are on tonight's agenda. Usually it's no, and it's not, it's no, so.
None from me, sir.
Very good, thank you, Corey. Go across the board, so we'll move on to item F. Appointments.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you this evening are the last two appointments to our Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee. That is the additions of Matt Ham and Mike Hampton to round out the group that will serve to represent the city and work with city staff and our consultant Olson on drafting the new 10-year comprehensive plan. So again, with these two names approved, then we'll have the full roster ready to go and to continue working with Olson through the process.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve the appointments.
Second.
You make the motion. I'll make the motion. I second.
We got that in the back. Naomi made the motion, Krista seconds. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
Item G, consent agenda. There's minutes, accounts payable, several items as it relates to some of the growth around the community. Any questions or comments on that? Everybody's fine with that? I'd entertain a motion. I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda. I'll make it simple.
I'll second.
Amanda seconds. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries 5-0. There's no unfinished business. That brings us to new business. City Administrator Chris up to the plate.
About this. Honorable Mayor and City Council, it's my pleasure to present to you the construction contract for our public works facility with Hutton Design Build. I want to recognize a few of the teammates that we have with our firm Hutton that are with us tonight. We have Joshua, Chase, and Tony are all here supporting this evening, as well as the leadership of our Public Works Director, Jason Colley, who's really jumped into this project when he started his 10-year last summer, and we've got a great group as we kind of round out these final steps here. So you guys probably recall that we had identified this project as a priority during our capital improvement planning process last year. It kind of became one of the first of 3 projects in this first tranche of our 10-year CIP. In 2025 of last year, we had a conversation with Hutton about the design build process. We were trying to determine what construction delivery method we wanted to deploy for this project, and at that time, the council had directed staff to move forward with kind of going through those next steps. We decided that design build was a good route for us. In August, the council approved the Part 1 design-build agreement with Hutton for the design and pre-construction efforts that were necessary, an amount just shy of $200,000. If you remember last January, we asked for approval from council to pre-order one of the buildings, or the metal building, I should say. We'll probably be happy with that decision considering the things going on in the world right now. I'm guessing that there's been some price escalation. Hope that doesn't impact our other projects that we didn't use design and build on, and have that opportunity to be in a more intimate setting during the planning and know that we would have the ability to pre-order a building ahead of anticipated price escalation. At that time, the total project estimate was about $4.22 million, including the design fees. Attached in the agenda packet was the Part 2 agreement with Hutton, which establishes the guaranteed maximum price. I'll refer to that as the GMP henceforth. The contract was dated March 9th, and it provides a GMP of $3.874,110,000 for the construction work. Here's a look at the building. That's what it'll look like from the road there off of 199. So Part 2 agreement, which has been approved as performed by our attorney, Ryan Peck. It's a cost plus fixed fee with the GMP contract for construction of the facility. It incorporates aspects of the Part 1 document. It also has the project scope, the checklist drawings and specs and related documents. It's going to be completed substantially within 8 months. That's a December 1 soft deadline there. Consistent with prior council direction, we utilized open book process with competitive bidding for all the different scopes of work. So I knew there were a ton of bids in there, so I just wanted to count them up for myself to see how many we actually had. And across all the trades, there was 82 bids. So I felt really confident that we had competitive pricing in that. For some of the more expensive aspects of the project, even like the electrical and plumbing and the concrete, we had many bids and the pricing was fairly varying. So I felt really good about the competition involved in the pricing of the project. One of the aspects of the design build process that I thought brought us a lot of value and cost efficiency. The GMP cost breakdown, just the construction about $3.627 million, and then $246,000 in indirect costs, and that's where you get that total GMP number of $3.874 million. That includes the builder's risk, liability, professional liability insurance, the bonds, and their management fee, which is about 4% or $150,000. It also has all the standard provisions we typically see for change orders, payouts, and retainage. There would be 5% retainage withheld from each progress payment. So if we get to the end of the work and there's some outstanding issues, we won't make that final payment until the city's satisfied with the work. Hutton's also going to assist with collecting the warranties and manuals and providing preventative HVAC maintenance during the warranty period. I won't go through all of these financials again. I would just articulate that we had established a $5 million total project budget for the Public Works facility improvements. That was authorized through 2025-3 temporary note proceedings. With including cost of finance and cap interest, we had a total of about $5.67 million worth of temp notes. So there's several buy owner costs that we've had to inventory, and there's still maybe 2 or 3 or so that are outstanding. I think once we've accounted for all of those, all in, we're going to be around $4.4 million. I think that's very conservative. Could be closer to 4.3. So those buy owner costs are going to be things like your furniture, your kitchen appliances, your vehicle lift, the power washer, things as simple as the flagpole that may go in the yard. Things that we're going to do ourselves will be all the landscaping, and then our public works crew will take care of that, and then installation of the water line. So other minor costs that are fairly substantial would be the IT and computers, the internet, the telephones, all those little things that you're kind of trying to tie up as you get towards the end of the project. So all that stuff accounted for, all in, plus all the design and architectural fees. I'm thinking we're going to come in hopefully 4.3 million. So $600,000 to $700,000 underneath the $5 million budget that was established as a part of the CIP development. So legal again has approved this as to form. Here is the a recommendation from city staff. If we, council would be so obliged to approve this contract tonight, we should be into construction hopefully by April. And we've got a groundbreaking scheduled for April 7th at 11:30 a.m. at the new salt facility out there. So, and with that, I'd be glad to take any questions. Of course, I got Tony, Chase, and Joshua, and Jason here to back me up for anything I can't answer. Thank you.
Corey, you're on the phone still, you have any questions?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay, Amanda?
I don't have any questions, but I'll just echo the same sentiment I do every time, that this may seem like a lot of money. If you have not, please go tour our current office, so.
Kristen? Naomi?
I don't have any questions.
When we decided to do this a year ago, there were several city staff that made a comment to me that I'll believe it when I see it. One of those people I talked to about a month ago, and I said, we're getting pretty close. You're gonna have to believe it pretty soon because you're gonna see it. I think this is a gigantic step forward for our community because it provides quality workspace for our 14 people that are working in public works. One of the things we had a conversation with Craig and I today about was that we've been fully staffed in that department for the last 6 months. And that hasn't happened for a long, long time. That department has had a lot of turnover. 7 public works directors in the last 20 years, and I think with the changes in leadership plus a facility and a place to work that's decent, I think that it will have a tremendous impact on the attitude of the employees, and with that and upgrading equipment so they have the tools to do the jobs we're asking them to do. This is a gigantic step forward for our community. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve this.
I make a motion to approve the design build part 2 agreement with Hutton Corporation for construction of the new public works facility, and authorize the mayor and our city staff to execute the agreement and related contract documents. Second.
Krista's made the motion, Greenlee seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Thank you. Item 2, you're still batting, right?
Thank you guys. You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like. Yes, Honorable Mayor, I do have the next agenda item here. It's to accept some increased grant funding for the North Park from the grantor, which would be Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks on behalf of the National Park System of the federal government. It's the Land and Water Conservation Fund Grant Award. If you remember, we accepted an original award last year, which was going to support some of the amenities in the northeast side of the park, the pickleball courts and dog park area specifically, and there were some walking trail improvements over there too, the concrete pathway, which posed a bit of an issue because that was originally we applied for it. If you want to know the full story, because we were told that that was the type of project they were interested in funding at the time. Although that wasn't really the key element of the park, it was more of a secondary amenity opposed to you know, the pavilion and the playground area, etc. So we asked some questions and had some conversations with the grantor, and found out that there could be an opportunity to apply for some more dollars, as well as spreading those costs across the entire phase 1 of the project, exclusive of the pond, of course. And we applied for those dollars many months ago, and we're so glad to share that we received a notice of award on March 10th, which increased our federal funding from $442,000 all the way up to $1 million. It also allowed us again to spread the eligible costs for reimbursement across almost the entire project, again exclusive of the pond. I would like to share that Ryan Peck, our city attorney, he has approved this amendment to its current form. If you notice a discrepancy between the addendum and the agenda packet and the total project cost estimates that you've been receiving as we continue to come before you over the last several months, that's because the pond is not a part of the budget that was submitted to the grantor. So, but as part of the March 2nd agenda report, you saw that we had the base bid amount of $4.08 million, inclusive of the alternates, which was the pond and some other items. It's $6.665 million. With the $1 million grant award, that's a net of $5.665 million. That $5.665 million includes roughly $465,000 in contingency, and we feel fairly confident in some branding and naming rights opportunities and sponsorships that we're continuing to aggressively pursue. And our goal is to raise an additional $750,000 in external funding to support this investment. So hopefully we will raise over half of that just within the next month or two, based on some things we've been working on. So that's not a huge rush on the private funding. We're kind of trying to hone in on one partner and work with them until the yes is no longer a yes before we move on to another. But we are still working on some smaller donations as well, closer to the $25,000 to $50,000 range that we've had really promising conversations about. So we're hopeful that we can continue to raise funds to lessen the tax burden for our community while also bringing this incredible amenity that we hope will increase the quality of life for our citizens and continue to make Goddard a great place to live, work, and play. I'd be glad to take any questions about this item.
This is a win, so, any questions?
Any comments?
Any pictures are beautiful of it. Any questions?
Just maybe one quick comment about the pond. One of the things we could do and to lower the cost of this would be not to do the work around the pond at this time. Fairly significant amount of money, but if we do wait, then when we come back 4 or 5 years from now to do that, then we're going to tear up that whole area, which is right adjacent to the park and amenities that we are putting in now. So it probably makes sense to go ahead and bite the proverbial bullet and do it right the first time while everything else is being done, so you don't have to tear up anything that we're doing now. So that does add into that. It's if anybody's got a dozer and a digger that they want to loan me, I can go out and start digging, but who knows what kind of
Don't
mess
look
that,
at me.
who knows that kind of mess that would create if somebody that doesn't know what they're doing is doing it. So it is expensive, but it gets back to doing things the right way, and that's the way we need to operate. So I would just make that comment. Anything else?
Maybe if you're lucky, Charles watching Calvin tonight, so.
We'll work on it. I do want to add I believe the bids are due a week from this Wednesday, so hopefully we're celebrating groundbreaking out there next month as well, and we'll have a contract to you guys at the April 7th City Council meeting.
And that is awesome. Well, we got $1 million. It takes a long time to count $1 million. To count with ones. So that's a gigantic win, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yes, I would entertain a motion to approve this agreement.
I make a motion to approve and authorize the execution of addendum number 1 to the project grant agreement.
I second.
Krista seconds. Amanda's made the motion. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Mike, it's been a while since we've seen you.
I feel weird here.
Good to know.
So weird.
Welcome to the show.
I was kind of wondering.
Good thing I talked really loud.
Something wrong. I think it's buzzed.
Well, that's what I was thinking, it was on there and I tested it, but it.
Make a motion to approve the funding of binding microphone.
While we have this moment, I'm gonna say hello to my grandchildren that are watching from home, Judah, Liam, Hannah, and the little one, Eden, that when I say Eden, she goes, Plaza. So, Eden, Plaza. We'll see how successful this was when I get home tonight. I'm either gonna get chastised by my wife and sleep in the garage, or maybe I'll sleep in the house. That's all in the entertaining I'm gonna do tonight.
We believe in you, Micah, just talk loud.
All right, I will speak loudly. Well, Honorable Mayor and City Council, this is item I3, this is the final plat for Raymond Partners, so send out to submit a final plat for the EDA, PLP edition. This is the final plat, basically that land where John Deere facility is going in, so. We held on to this for a little longer than normal just because we wanted to make sure that all the detention was necessary, done correctly. They were working with an engineering firm that we hadn't seen before, and so we just wanted to make sure that they did all the necessary engineering for stormwater detention. We have contracted with a third-party engineering firm who would do the work, and they were satisfied with that very recently, so we are moving this plat forward, final approval before you guys. So it is one lot, it's 24.57 acres. There's no easements proposed because all it is private. It's just a really big building on a really big lot with a bunch of private infrastructure. So detention pond inside to accommodate the non-impervious surface. So we did ask for some, so the arrow, this is the north arrow, so the north is this way. We asked for some additional bump out right away, 50 feet here and 75 as it gets closer to 54, because we anticipate that 215 will be improved as we move forward into the future. We want this to be a turnaround. So we asked for that, they accommodated that. And then we made sure that the detention pond was in this reserve area to implicitly call it out, so you can't build any additional infrastructure on top of that area. Financially and legal considerations, it's in this form. It is recommended that council approve the final plat as ABA PLB addition. You guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Make a motion to approve the final plat for the ABE PLP edition.
I second.
Naomi's made the motion, Amanda seconds. Before we vote, Harlan, do you have any comments? I mean, doing all that, are you good with the retention and all?
I didn't have an opportunity. I think they used,
Oh, we used some-
Garver or something.
BHC, yeah, we
Okay.
use BHC roads to review test roads.
I guess we'll let you pass on that.
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you
Thanks.
very much.
Lots of wins tonight.
It's only the fourth inning.
You can take that microphone with you if you want. Which one's that? Yeah, grab it by the base.
What are the toss about all the scores? Although I have a feeling that it has.
There we go, got the extension. Jason, you're about to clean up tonight, better forms.
What's that?
This one? Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Okay.
Well, good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I'm coming to you to request the approval to advertise for the 2026 roadway projects. Feedback there. So, as part of the 5 and 5 program, Harlan has done a lot of work for us in defining what needs to be done with some of these streets, mainly in the reconstruction of the parts of Old Town. Additionally, we coordinated with Harlan for a list of projects for continued maintenance to keep our streets in operational condition. As such, this is the map of the full depth reconstructions that Harlan has put out there. Forgive me, I did not create a more translucent red line there, but it looks like Spruce, Pine, Oak, and 4th Street are part of that full depth reconstruction. 4th Street, we've kind of went through and reassessed that. I believe Harlan went through with his expertise and reassessed that a little bit and worked with Craig. And now we're going to crack seal with a surface seal with some full depth reconstructions at the approaches on 4th Street. A little bit of change of plans there to save a little bit of cost, as it did not appear to be as severe as what we originally thought. And then on top of that, we're going to do some maintenance work. So the maintenance work would be 199th from Maple down to Kellogg, which would be crack seal with a surface sealer. Do the same thing on 183rd between Maple and Kellogg. And then south of Kellogg, those cracks that are developing there that are getting larger and starting to degrade and break down, we're going to do a 24-inch crack repair and surface sealer. Basically, they'll mill that out and put some hot patch in there. And then also the full depth replacements at the entrances off of Kellogg there at Walnut, Oak, and Casado. That will be full depth with some 6-inch asphalt that'll be laid in there as well. So that should take care of some of the issues there. I know those are getting really bad, so those are need to be addressed. As I said, this is the list of work that's going to be done. There again, Spruce from Linear Park to 3rd, Pine, same to Oak Street Elementary, Oak from Linear Park to 3rd, and 4th from Main to Oak. Those will be pulled up in reconstructions, and then Forest, the approaches that I talked about, the crack sealing with sealer, and the full depth crack repairs. So this will be funded through the projects of the 5 and 5 project, and funds set aside specifically for the street maintenance for a total of $1.2 million in funding, and that is specifically out of the street maintenance line item. So it is recommended that we move forward with this advertisement for bid. But if there's any questions, I'd be happy to take those at this moment.
So this will be the second year of actually with True 5 and 5 this year. So this is year 2 of a 5-year commitment that we made. And when we did that commitment, we did map out and show the 5-year plan. So as we move forward, I think it's important that we stick to what we've disclosed and do what we said we were going to do. So
I think this might be year 3. Is this year 3?
First year was money spent from a bond issue. We borrowed $1.7 million. It has $900,000 interest on it. It still gripes me. A waste of money. It was $900,000.
That was year 0.
Yeah, it is. It was a big mistake. Anyway, that wasn't our year. So we've done 3 years of street work and one that was real expensive. So
George is only planning 2, so.
this is 2. We got 3 more to do after this. Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, I'll just there say that we're doing a lot of critical work in the old Goddard area, but seeing that we're doing some maintenance and repairs on those entrances off Kellogg and then on some of those other main high traffic roads, I think people are gonna like to see those improvements as well. So I like to see that we're starting to branch out a little as well, and hit some of those other areas where they get any worse than they already are.
I agree.
I make a motion to move to authorize the city engineer to advertise the 2026 roadway project for bid.
Man's made a motion.
Second.
Now seconds. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it.
I don't know why we keep getting this slide out of order. My apologies. We got 2 governing body comments. Do you guys want to skip me and go twice?
No, but we're really positive, so just before you read this, is this all positive?
Yes. Actually, it starts out very pleasantly. We told you about a couple of grants that we were so lucky to be awarded. There's actually a 3rd one that we hit on last week that I'm really excited about. So I'm going to start off with that. The Scoot grant was awarded for Kellogg traffic signalization. There's about $180,000 in state grant funding to implement the Scoot traffic signal technology along the Kellogg corridor. Scoot is an advanced system that adjusts signal timing in real time to improve traffic flow and reduce delays. It's an exciting investment in smarter transportation infrastructure for our community. Special A shout out goes to our Public Works Director, Jason Colley, who wrote the successful grant application, securing this award for Goddard. We'll give him a second shout out if he can tell us what SCOOT stands for.
That's a very good question. I could not tell you what that stands for.
One of the words is optimization, I know that much. So,
That's what it stands for, state money.
there is a matching amount. I want to say it was either $40,000 or $60,000. I can't quite recall, but 60. Thank you.
The total was 250,000. So
perfect. As I understand it, what this technology does is it helps. So, like, if you're pulling up to the light at 5 a.m. in the morning and go to the gym, you're not just sitting there with no cars coming for miles. It just kind of times everything up. Rather than just like being on kind of default mode, so to speak. We also were awarded the KDHE Waste Tire Grant Award for park benches and tables. Stephanie Guy, our utility billing specialist, she wrote both of these grants, so we were awarded over $20,000 due to her efforts. So those benches will primarily go at the pool area around Means Park, Linear Park. So these benches will go around the trail. And then we'll put some over by Rustic Creek Park, which we are just starting construction on. By the way, we're building that part too. And then North Park, we may spread a few over there as well. So super excited about that. Bill's at Pleasant Ridge Creek. They're still kind of working through groundwater challenges, but they've had some progress. 64 out of 120 working days have elapsed. Mentioned the Public Works facility groundbreaking ceremony, April 7th. If you didn't know, we are hiring for a human resources director. We're seeking qualified applicants right now. I'd encourage anyone with interest in serving our community in a special way to send us their cover letter and resume. The water looping project, we had the pre-bid meeting about a month ago already. The bids are going to be due April 16th with a contract award occurring at a council meeting thereafter. Bridger at Maple Phase 2 project, they're humming along. 100 of 165 working days have elapsed. They set 5 manholes this last week and installed about 98 square yards of riprap at the storm sewer outfall on the new reserve that'll be built for that new phase. North Park, I mentioned, bids are due March 25th. Contract will be awarded April 7th. Hoping that we're scheduling a fun groundbreaking in April for that project. We have the joint City Council and Senior Center Advisory Board meeting tomorrow late afternoon from 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. here at City Hall. We're also hiring lifeguards. It's hard to believe it's that time of year again. The pool season is among us, so we're excited about that. We do need lifeguards. It's getting a little more difficult these days, so if we want a pool, we got to have staff. We got a flyer that we're going to start floating around, so we try to get on that a little earlier before everyone has their summer job picked out already. So if you know anyone of the appropriate age, have them apply. We will pay for their certification to get Red Cross certified. I just used a non-technical term to describe what that certification is, but you probably know what that meant. Goddard Police Department, we have several job openings there too. Interested applicants should contact Chief Beagley. 167th Street West and 23rd Street South paving projects. The rain we had a week or two ago really slowed them down. We are told at the end of this week that we should have a final design on the lift station and the sanitary sewer force main. I'm a bit pessimistic on that outlook because we've been told for many, many months that this project would be further along than it is. So, but we're going to keep pressing them as hard as we can. I'm hoping that we're constructing those facilities hopefully by the start of summer or late spring. That way, when they're done with the paving, they can come right in behind that, get the lift station and the sanitary sewer force main in, so we can start seeing some vertical construction out there on those projects. Hawkins Lane, they've got the roundabout poured and one of the lanes of the mainline pavement, the one that's actually heading south. I would assume that they'll be pouring this week. All those concrete pours so far have passed testing. They're already doing saw cutting on the concrete they have put down. Probably 2 full work weeks, so this week and next, when those pass, I would assume that the road will be open and the rest of the work that needs to occur out there will be behind the curb. So we have a bid opening for the electric and monument sign. I think that's this week, maybe next. And we're getting really excited. We're getting closer on that project. Goddard Galleria, I did get a update on that one after I printed this. They're on 71 working days. They've been putting concrete down over there, and they'll continue pouring concrete throughout the week as the weather allows. So, upcoming agenda items. Not much that we haven't already discussed. The audit presentation's coming up. We have a note sale and bid award for Richard Brick Estates next phase. About the same time we come for the water looping project expenditure authority, we're going to be bringing you a couple of cost estimates for the material we need to purchase for the in-house projects that we're doing for water line replacement and relocation. I'm really happy with those costs. They were pretty good. That's all I got, guys. I'd be glad to take any questions if you have any.
Do we know, two-part question, how many lifeguards we're needing for the season?
How many do we usually carry, Sarah?
I feel like the last couple of years we've been a little on the high side. Anywhere from probably about 12 to 16 probably.
And how many officers are we needing?
3.
Including the third shift?
One sergeant, 2
4
officers.
We budgeted for 4 total. So one, as Chief said, 1 third shift sergeant and 3 patrol officers.
If we're commenting on numbers, we need about 20 site leaders for Neighbors United.
And 20 site leaders for Neighbors United. We also need that.
How many was that?
30.
25.
Okay, just want to be sure.
I sent it. Love it. It's my favorite thing to do, so put that shameless plug in.
Any other questions or comments for Craig? Thanks, sir. Everybody comments? Corey, since you're on the phone, we'll let you go first.
Alright, no, I don't have a lot of comments here, just thanks for everyone's time this evening, and sorry I had to call in.
Enjoy your time in Branson,
Yes.
or wherever you may be.
Alright, thanks.
Go ahead, Amanda.
I just want to thank you guys for coming in and sharing your thoughts on the Senior Center Director, and I know you guys put a lot of time in, and so thank you for that as well, because this would not be as well oiled as it was if there wasn't volunteers that we have, so I really appreciate that. And huge thank you to Stephanie and Jason. It's always nice when you get some grants, so I feel like we had a pretty good win tonight across the board. I will put a shameless plug in that we are just a few weeks away from the first Main Street Market of the season, April 12th from 2 to 5. But April 25th, we also have Neighbors United coming up for the year, so this is a really good opportunity. If you maybe don't even have the time throughout the year to help volunteer for things, this is a really good opportunity to get out there, help your peers, help your neighbors, especially in these times. And I mean, we've heard a lot from the seniors and just maybe some of the needs that they need. This is a really good opportunity to come out and do that. Send your kids, high schoolers who need volunteers, projects. Yes. Are we live on that? Okay, so we are also live. If you have a project yourself, pass this along to the Senior Center. If there are projects that we're struggling to get done, anything that we can come do to help, please get with us and let's get you guys set up. This is probably the best event we have each year, so.
Why not?
Thank you, Linda and Karen, for expressing your concerns and for continuing to advocate for the senior community. And just know that we have heard you, and we appreciate that you are always present in these meetings. So also thank you to the all the grant writers that we have on staff right now. This is really cool that we're able to get some of these things, and it's going to be great for our community, so thank you for that. Oh, I also want to say thank you to Officer Coleman for unlocking my son's car last night. Saved him a lot of money, so appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, Karen and Linda, for coming by. I'm excited for tomorrow afternoon, for us all to get together and talk about some of these things, so. I don't know, all my notes, they say, great grant work all over. I've read it 4 times, so, because there's so many grants. I always appreciate when you do that. It saves our community a little bit of money, and so that's always awesome. I love it when projects come in under budget and we hear about great grants. It's like, there we go, it's a good thing. Excited about all the things that are happening. I know some people are like, well, we really approve these things really fast. Well, that's easy to do when we get really good information on these projects ahead of time, and also when they're in the CIP and we hear about them again in the budget, and then it's like we know that what's happening, right, because of all the great coordination and communication that we have with the council ahead of time. So I promise you, we're not just up here approving things blindly. We get lots of information because the staff are all really great, and we're following the plan, which is great. So, which is something I didn't used to see. So I love having a plan, and I love it when we follow it. So that's it.
Thank you. I just want to thank the staff for all their efforts. I mean, this week we're going to go from 10-degree weather to 85-degree weather, so it'll be interesting to see how much concrete we can get poured once it warms up. So anyway, there's going to be a lot going on this summer, and in the next 12 months, Goddard's going to look a lot different than it does today. So that's a fun part of what we're doing. We've invested a lot of time and effort to get to this point, so now we just need to execute and get the ball across the goal line. So excited about it, and appreciate everybody's efforts. Keep up the good work. Next item on the agenda, item L, executive session. I'll have to do this for like 30 minutes if somebody wants to make an initial recommendation.
You say for 30 minutes?
At least, yeah.
It says 45.
We could do 30 if you.
I move to enter executive session for consultation with the city attorney for the public body or agency which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship per KSA 75-4319B2 to receive advice regarding a matter including the city administrator, deputy city administrator, and city attorney, with a regular meeting reopening at 8:17.
I just do 8:25.
8:25. 8:20. 8:25. I can just have something about it.
There you go.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We'll reconvene.
Aye.
8:25. This happens all the time. Chair gets stuck underneath the table.
Did you say golly gee whiz?
Ouch. We're back from executive session. Let the record show that there were no decisions made. And I'm gonna recommend that we move into executive session for an additional
10 minutes.
let's just say 13, and we'll return at 22. So that's made in the form of a motion.
I second.
That's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We shall return.
Your sweater's cute.
Do you love it? It's vintage.
It's vintage? One of a kind.
One of a kind. This is why we need panning cameras. Panning cameras that zoom in.
The rest of them are just knockoffs.
They are. Mine's the only authentic one.
My eyesight tells me we're back, and it's 2022. So. There was no action taken in executive session. I'll entertain a motion to close our meeting.
I make a motion to close the meeting.
A
Chris
second.
makes a motion, Amanda seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're dismissed.
Pass this down.